Oh, he's coming straight at me. Oh, he's on that tree, Jace.
Yeah, let's go past
him. I've backed off. He just snapped the branch off. Here he goes. Jeez, he started off like a little fish, but he's not that little, is he? Whoa! Oh! Thought the hook's pulled. Just must have come off his gill raker.
There it is. There it is.
Whoa! Yeah, that's nearly a metre of Barra.
The excitement of any fishing trip is the unknown. And today we're heading for a lake in Central Queensland that is emerging as one of the best impoundment fisheries for barramundi. It's actually very exciting. Callide Dam is located just outside of Biloela, which is in the Banana Shire in Central Queensland. We've turned up, as you do, just as a wild weather front is approaching. And as much as I'm looking forward to getting straight on to fishing, I think Huey might have other ideas. One of the things you have to contend with in Queensland is the weather. Now it seems the closer we're getting to our destination, up on our little clock we were 35 degrees. That was about 15 minutes ago, now 23 degrees. We've got dark clouds, we've got lightning, rain. That temperature drop tells me we might even be in for some hail. Queensland, beautiful one day, cyclonic the next. Our home base for this trip is Lake Callide Retreat, which sits overlooking the lake. The retreat has facilities for campers, caravanners, and also several well-appointed cabins. There's lots to do here at the lake with swimming and kayaking, paddleboarding, and plenty of bushwalking. But of course, we're here for the fishing.
Hey, how you going? Your car doesn't even look wet.
How are you, mate?
Geez, mate, you got some stuff in here. You come for a month, have you?
As you can see, mate, I heard you eat a bit, so I had to make sure there was plenty of food.
What goodies have you got in the bag, mate?
Can't tell you, secret. Our plan was to get started straight away, but with a serious lightning, rain and the possibility of more hail, we decided an early start would be a better option. After a very wild night of weather, we slipped the boat in under the cover of darkness. Jason and I are not strangers to early starts, and as this was our first morning on the lake, we knew we had our work cut out for us, just finding a place to start. So welcome to Lake Callide. After a fairly stormy start when we arrived yesterday.
Yeah, there's no fishing going on.
There was no fishing going on, so we've come out this morning. And one of the things that our main aim is, we've got to find these fish, and especially when the weather's the way it is, Jace.
That's exactly right. Callide lends itself perfectly to using your sounder to find fish. It's not like a lot of lakes that have weed beds where the fish can bury in the weed and you can't find them on your fish finder. Here they can't hide. It's just timber and open banks.
And I can tell you, it's very difficult when you see a few fish on the sounder not to just get the rod and reel out. But it's pretty important. It's no use fishing in areas without the fish. It became pretty clear to us early that these fish are going to take some finding. I'm not a genius, but we had no chance of working out how to catch them if we literally can't find them. And that's why I have my expert fish tracking mate, Jason Ehrlich, here on the job.
We're just cruising along across the flats, just having a look for a fish at the moment, just reading our side image sounder. And I've got that set out to about 80 feet. It's scanning 80 feet to either side of the boat, and we can see all these trees that we're driving past. Also the trees are underwater, and lots of rocks at the moment. It's a rocky sort of shoreline back there. So really nothing can hide from us. If a fish comes through on this sounder, we're going to see it.
So that all sounds fantastic. But as the morning progressed, we started to search all corners of the dam without seeing much at all. So my confidence in my Toowoomba fish tracking mate was starting to wane.
Well, Jason, we're really starting to struggle at the moment. We've been here on the water for a few hours. We've only seen a handful of fish, and certainly no fish together in a school or anything like that. But just doing what we're doing here, covering the country. We've got a rod out, just trolling and just having a good old look out in the basin of the dam now. And we've found some pretty good country back there. There was some really good bait schools in 5 metres of water. The rest of the area through that sort of depth has been pretty barren. There was a little rocky ridge. It really had some nice features. I think it's a late afternoon or an early morning spot, that one. The fish should move through there. Still not a single fish, Jason.
Oh, well.
What's next? I'm out of ideas now. I'm ready.
It's not a great start when your fish finding guru, mate, is scratching his head 6 hours into the trip. So we're in some pretty thick foresty trees we're about to head into. So I'm going to switch it up and going to go to a weedless style of plastic. This particular one, it has the weight in underneath, so it's weedless. So when the fish hits this plastic, the hook will pop up and you hook up to him. Oh yeah!
Got him, mate?
Oh, I've got him. He's got me, mate.
That's on the weedless thing.
Yes, on the weedless plastic.
Flat shad. Okay, keep him up high, keep him up high. Oh, it's a good fish too.
Oh, no. This is the part of the fight.
It's right there. I think you've just got him, so long as there's no more trees.
Here he comes.
It's clear on the flat at the moment.
Oh wow, that hit hard.
Stay connected,
right
isn't
in
it?
there.
Big hook, you should. And you're close.
There he comes. Oh, that's a nice fish.
Next time round with his head in here. That's what we want, Jace. That's what we want. Just talking about how tough it is. We want this fish.
He's looking at you, Jason. He's turned his head.
Corner of the mouth. I can't quite reach him, mate, with this net.
There we go.
And he coughed up a bit of bony brim.
Oh.
He's in there.
Yeah, baby.
That'll be wet enough to put him down. Oi.
Mate.
Finally.
Oh.
He's a nice fish. He's around high 80s or 90 centimetres.
Look how broad he is.
That's
fantastic.
good, healthy fish. Look at that. There's your flat shad, mate.
Mate, fantastic. And that was that weedless rig, Jace, that I actually just explained.
Doesn't even look weedless. The way that hook folds up inside that hollow belly there, it's just like a normal hook, but you can fish it weedless. That is a cool concept.
Yeah. Well, look at this guy.
There we go.
These Barra have been stocked in this impoundment for early days. You know, the recent stocking sort of started back in 2009, and they've just got more and more over the years. And this guy here is probably only about 3-4 years old.
They're really coming back online. There's been a few years of floods where fish go over the spillway. It's the never-ending tragic story of Barra impoundment fisheries, but slowly things are coming back, and there's actually fish way bigger than this swimming around in here, and that's what we hope we can find. I challenge you to catch one over a metre, mate.
I want to.
Let's get him back in the water for a little swim, and then we'll put it on the brag mat and see how big it is.
Yes, good idea.
Okay, this is the part we want. Dun-da-da-da.
So we're on the lie detector, mate.
I'm not going to let you cheat. I'm going to get a bigger one than you.
Oh, I'm gonna call that
88.
88.
I'd let you have an 88 on that one.
That's
almost 90.
What we might do, mate, is we're going to thank you for your time with us. Give him another drink, and we'll let him go.
Yeah, good stuff, mate. Good work. We've got that Barra back in the water, just giving it a little swim beside the boat with the electric motor there, just slowly forwards, get a bit of air back in it. I just want to feel it bite down and feel healthy, and then I'm going to let it go. Still got a little bit of kick. I can see its tail. Sometimes just a little squeeze on the tail's enough to get them to power off.
That fish was a result of pretty much blind luck and lots of casting, which is beginning to take its toll.
Well, it's getting a bit hot, mate. It's time to head back, I think.
It certainly is. We've had a pretty good morning, spent a lot of time looking, managed to find one. We're going to go back, get out of the sun for a while, and come out and hit her in the afternoon.
Good stuff. Let's go.
That morning session probably gave us way more to think about than we had planned. So after pulling the boat out and heading back to our cabin, it was time to refuel and rethink. One of the really cool things about going away and doing some Barra fishing on the dams is that you turn your life around. You're up really, really early, you fish for a while, middle of the day, you can come back like we are. We're in a pretty cracking cabin here, air conditioning inside, cook up the barbie, have a bit of a rest and get all ready for the afternoon session. That's also going to lead into a bit of a night session, so fingers crossed. Being a carnivore, I can say nothing says the boys are away like bacon and sausages for lunch. It's very important on these trips to make sure you're well fed and well rested, as these are big days and sometimes big nights. Look at that. So after our big feed and a short sleep, it was time to give the lake another shot. So we've had our little midday siesta, caught up on a few hours sleep that we've missed, and we're heading out now. Thing about today is a lot like yesterday's. This big storm cloud starting to build, and the wind direction has changed. We had a chat to a local about where the fish move and where they go, and he says when these winds change, they're very difficult to find. So, but we're not going to find them sitting in the air conditioning, although it was very nice. Our plan was to return to where we had our one and only bite for the morning. We pretty much fished that area solidly for a couple of hours with absolutely no result. We were planning on staying into the night, but once again the lightning returned, and as the hair on the back of my neck insisted, it was time to seek shelter. A new day and the enthusiasm is back. And there's something special about sunrises on the water. As we headed back into searching the timber, this time the sounder revealed some visitors.
Yep, bird, yep. Oh, he's gonna get me in that tree. Oh, he's off, he's off. Oh.
That's the danger when you're fishing in this sort of country.
Oh.
And you can hear the disappointment in Jason's voice. He had to put a lot of hurt on him to get him from going into that tree. Unfortunately,
I don't know what happened.
There's plenty of hooks on that thing.
I know, it's our flat shad. I've got the treble on it again this morning. But a burn, maybe that's something new. It's something I hadn't tried. We're just looking at shutdown fish and you think, oh, fish, they're laying on the bottom, you know, they're not gonna eat. And I thought, oh, I haven't tried a burn on these things yet. 6 fast wines or something like that, and just cranked it, drilled it.
So that's the thing, you've got to try and work out what these fish are doing, and it's disappointing when you don't put it in the boat, but at least hopefully we've sort of cracked some sort of pattern.
It's a better start than yesterday, mate. We've started on fish today after our efforts yesterday.
So with some sort of plan, we're at it again. Cast after cast after cast.
Oh, yep. Little fish so far. It's coming straight at me. There's a barra.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, oh, he's on that tree, Jace.
Yeah, let's go past him.
I've backed off. He just snapped the branch off. He's outside now. Right. You take the electric.
Yeah.
I'll concentrate on the fish. Here he goes. Jeez, he started off like a little fish, but he's not that little, is he? Whoa!
Look at you go.
Oh, it's a good fish. Yeah, ease it off. He's coming around.
Yeah.
Sorta. Wow.
My
arms are getting tired.
Is that from the relentless casting or the actual finally catching a fish?
I think it's a little bit of both, actually. Without it. Oh! Thought the hook's pulled. Just must have come off his gill raker. It's only 30-pound braid.
Oh, I won't do that. Now I will. There it is.
Whoa, yeah! That's nearly a metre of barra.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, yeah.
All that work.
Holy dooly.
Wow.
There's one thing I love about barra fishing, mate. It can be super, super tough. And then you get that fish and it's like the first barra you've ever caught because you've just worked so hard for it. Wow.
Wow, yeah. The amount of work that has gone into this fish, you will not see because it would bore you for hours. But Jason's going to run you through. He changed his setup and tweaked until he got the exact presentation that he wanted to get that fish.
A lot of times that's what barra fishing's about, is just changing that lure and finding exactly what you want. You have to do a lot of tweaking, a lot of changing, adding weight, taking off weight, making them do what you want them to do. Right. They don't always come right out of the packet. Let's get him in and have a look at him. Yeah, that's a metre every day of the week.
Oh, yeah. That is an absolute cracker. Now, we will measure it and put it on the lie detector because he's already thrown the gauntlet out. But that is just persistence paid off. Mate, what do you reckon?
Rewards. That's what it's all about, putting in those long hours, heaps and heaps of casts, missing fish, missing bites, and then finally, bang, it sticks. Whew. And in all this country on 30-pound braid. Wow.
How about we'll give him a swim?
Yep.
And then we'll get him on the brag mat.
No worries, mate. What do you reckon it weighs? It's about 15, 20 kilo. What do we got, mate?
1.5 metre, mate. I'm going to call you.
Just almost touching it?
Almost touching 1.5 metre.
Wow. It's very important with your barramundi to handle them well. Like, we've got to give these fish a lot of respect because they've still got a long way to grow. So this fella here, we've always supported the belly. We've given it as much support as we can because once they're out of the water, that belly isn't supported, and all that weight, if you're hanging on their mouth, it's all around the neck. So always supported. Back in the water for a quick little, catch his breath again. Always remember too, this water can be hot. So if it's that stinking hot days, you don't want to spend too long with your fish on the surface. They're used to living another metre or so down in the cool water. Heat can really knock them as well. Just keep that in mind. This fish has given me some thrills, so we're just going to spear it straight back and let it go. There she goes. Whoa! How good's that, mate?
Mate, she's straight back into that water temp where it really needs to be. Not unlike the water all over the lens.
There's a big trend for throwing great big swim baits and stuff at the moment for barra and cod, but they certainly do work. But at times, you need to scale back just a little bit. So I've gone back to this plastic, which is closer to 4 inches long. It's a much smaller plastic, more of a bite-sized meal for those fish that aren't really hungry. We're just looking for that reaction strike, I think, here today. So smaller plastic, a little bit faster retrieve, just trying to get them to react to it as it comes whizzing past their noses, and it's worked.
Once again, as quickly as they appeared, the fish then disappeared. We searched and we fished. We really are starting to scratch our heads as to where these fish are going. Well, that was when we decided to give up the fishing, have a rest and head into Billawheeler to resupply. The town of Billow, as the locals call it, is only 15 minutes from the dam and has everything a traveller needs, with groceries, refreshments, chemists, even a couple of hardware stores in case you break something. The area is rich in history and has the mighty Dawson River passing by on the other side of town, which for me might warrant another visit. Trying to head out again for another afternoon session. Again, Queensland's turned on the afternoon storms. We're heading out. Hey boys. So we're heading out to chase a few barra this afternoon, but it's already starting to rain. I'm pretty keen, the boys they're keen.
I think they're going to do a wheel bearing on the way. It sounds a bit ordinary. They
say there are only two types of obsessed people that would willingly venture out into the rain and lightning, and they are golfers and fishermen. We were hoping that the spike in the barometer with that storm approaching would fire up the Barra, but unfortunately for us, I think they were just as worried as we were.
The storms are rebuilding again. You think we're going to get wet, Jace? Surely not another day.
All we want is an afternoon session, looking for that afternoon
I just saw the lightning behind you.
Lightning, and unfortunately, I think we're going to have to probably call it. And no maybe, if we're really lucky, we might get out tonight when hopefully it blows over. Talk about making it hard. If it's not blowing, it's lightning. Most large bodies of water can get very dangerous very quickly, and some dams can go from friendly to frightening in a very short space of time, so it always pays to play it safe. Luckily for us, it blew over and we're at it again. So we've been getting chased off the water by the storms, but we're pretty keen, so we're back out at it again. This is pretty much the witching hour. There's a lot of cloud hiding the sunset, but this is the time. I've seen some more Barra on the sounder. Fingers crossed, we just need to get some Barra. Yep. Oh, yes.
Go, Jace. I'll get this in.
Oh, lovely.
It didn't take long at all.
There he goes. Oh, he's peeling some string. He come around this side, Jace.
This side, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, no, he just changed his mind. Gone back this way.
Get ready for him in case he jumps. I'll try and net him if he jumps.
Oh, he's a little smaller model, mate, with lots
a little bit easier to handle in this timber. There we go. Oh, got him.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said he was small. That's still a chunky Barra.
That's a massive Barra.
Good work, mate. Good work.
That has taken Hours and hours of on the dam, off the dam, on the dam, off the dam.
And have a look at the fish just rolling through.
Yeah.
How did we find this? Time and effort. That's how we found it.
That's exactly right. Mate, have a look at this for a nighttime barra. These guys, they're absolutely built for this hunting at night. If you can see, those eyes will probably glow. Sometimes you get the light, but these guys are just built for nighttime hunting.
Mate, the way these things hunt too, like, they just roam the open. They're the apex predator of this system. We're their only predators, the only thing that they're afraid of.
That lateral line that runs down that side there, and those eyes at this time of night with a little bit of light, that little paddle tail going pop, 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 and the rest was just hone in and eat. So mate, that's a bit of a reward for the amount of effort we've put in here.
I know, hasn't it been ridiculous?
That is awesome. So again, we're just going to spear these fish in because that'll get them straight back to that depth that they were swimming in and keep them comfortable. So he's already ready to go. Thanks mate, that was a cracking effort. Once again, the barra do their disappearing trick and it's time to start searching again. So, something different. Cold, rainy and miserable weather, but we must push on. It didn't feel like much was going to happen, and all of a sudden...
He's got me in that tree, Jace, bad.
Jace hooks up and chaos reigns.
Holy dooly. That was just the suicide cast from hell. We've got no idea where this fish is. Look at the spindly timber that he's in.
The chances are pretty low of actually getting this fish because he's gone all through this timber. But we'll try.
We're having a win so far.
We're having a win so far.
I haven't felt the fish butt for quite a while now.
So what can happen is if we pulled him in tight to a tree with the hooks on the outside of his mouth.
There he is.
There he is, he's still on.
He's over that way.
So if he's gone through the trees and not hooked that hook onto a tree, we've got half a chance. We've driven the boat through those two. There's no way we're getting the boat through that one there.
Oh, this is a bad one. I can't work it out.
This is sometimes when you've worked so hard to hook a fish, you've got to do a bit of fighting to get him.
Still the same bloody tree.
Gone.
She's gone. There's the leader. So I got it all the way back up.
That's it. Just got to now put the hours in. That fish is probably 6 or 7 hours of casting. So that's another 6 or 7 hours of casting that we've probably got. All right, let's start again.
You can't win every battle, and unfortunately the fish won that one. I'm a little bit cranky. That lure was a Xeric fish trap, and it's a soft vibe. You can see that lure's nice and soft, great little bait fish profile. It's also got the addition of this little curly tail which swims behind the vibe. And the best way to use that, as you'll probably see, is just to like a nice little lift of the rod and let it hop across the bottom, keeping it nice and close to the bottom. All the fish we're seeing at the moment, they're all hugging the bottom. That's why I'm going to use this. See if we can get another bite.
It really hurts when you lose a fish, especially when you put so much effort into hooking it. And Jason, he really thinks hard about what he's doing. In fact, he's one of the most thorough and methodical anglers I know. His attention to all the little details, from water temperature to matching the bait profile in the different lakes he fishes, is why he's such a successful angler. Gotta go.
Go, Jace, go. Yeah, oh, he's thrown it. Oh, you're kidding. Jeez, we've put the time in. Oh, well, had to happen. Jace, you've just lost that one. Here we are, we're just mixing things up. We've found fish out deep. We're trolling deep treetops. We're out in 20 foot of water, 7 meters. It's frustrating, eh? It's just so hard. Don't worry, mate.
And that wasn't even a hut, mate. That was like just a tick.
You're kidding.
No, yeah, that's all it was. So what that fish, instead of being an aggressive strike,
I'm snagged on one of those treetops.
it was just a gentle tap. And it's so easy for him to throw the lure if they've just had a swipe at it rather than swallowing it. So I'd say that this really slow trolling is it's got to hit.
It's got to work, surely.
Trolling, well, it's not my favourite way of fishing, as I do like to be a bit more proactive, but after 3 days of casting, trolling just might be the answer. It's time to regroup and replan.
Unfortunately, these aren't our fish, but look at the results of a good stocking program. Golden perch, what's this one go? It's around 56 centimetres long, almost 57 centimetres long. Great big fat fish, and there's plenty of these obviously in there. These boys have had a really good day.
Since 2009, there have been well over 200,000 golden perch stocked into the lake by the Callide Valley Native Fish Stocking Association. So there's not just Barra here to target.
Impoundment barramundi, and all impoundment fish for that matter, are creatures of habit, so they develop the same sort of habits. So just because today we're at Callide Dam doesn't mean that we can't use techniques that we've used before in other lakes. So we've used the same sort of techniques on a Wonga, Monduran, Faust, Kinchin, and they've all produced. So here we are today, trolling some hard bodies to deep water fish, and if you take a look over there, that's probably the closest bank. Like got a creek here and then a closer bank here, but that's what these fish are actually working on, this whole flat, and there's almost half a kilometre of it. We're a long way from anything here, and because of that thing there, we've found these fish.
So after 3 days of searching, it appears the fish have been hiding right under our noses. And now we've found them, we just have to figure out how to catch them.
Yep, fish on, fish on. Oh, yeah. Go, go, go. Haven't felt him again, Jace. I don't know if it's a Barra yet or not. There's definitely a fish there. It's just coming straight at me.
Coming straight at you.
Oh, don't know. Oh yeah, it just got heavy.
It just got heavy?
Just got heavy.
Yeah, it's got heavy.
I think it's a Barra. It's not doing the normal Barra fight, but it hasn't peeled heaps of line, mate. It could be a, oh yeah, it's a Barra. Here it is. Got the net ready? He's just about done already.
Wow.
Oh.
No, he hasn't.
No, he's not. Such a short fight. It's just not fighting like a typical Barra, but this one was out in deep water. We're in over 10 metres of water. Right there, mate.
Oh, yeah, baby.
I saw the head come up. I thought he was going to jump and throw that lure. Look at that. It's only just in there.
Oh, wow. You have no idea how much time and work we've done to try and catch this fish.
Finally.
There you go, mate.
No, it's a little fishy.
It's a beautiful fish. Now, that's the image that we're getting on the sounder. That's that return. When Jay says you can see his shadow, so you can imagine if you shined a torch across that fish, the shadow that's going to throw behind it. And that's those, sometimes you get a perfect shadow, sometimes you're getting this angle. And you're getting the angle of the shadow along that. So they're the sort of things you've got to really look for on these sounders, is to make sure that, you know, don't dismiss something that even looks like that. You know, that shadow is the thing that gives them away if you can't get that line. But what a beautiful fish, mate.
We knew they were fish, we just persisted.
Oh.
And there you go, persistence sometimes does pay off.
Oh, it's a lot of hard work, but oh.
Catch you later.
Trolling is a great way to keep your lure at the depth that the fish are sitting. And when you get it right, well, it's game on.
Yep. Go, Jace. Oh, that was a cracking hit. When you do all that work and you finally have a little bit of a bite window. We've worked so hard looking at fish, finding fish, and you get a bit of a bite window. It feels like a bit of a reward for all the hard work. So what I'm doing is just letting this, oh, see those, oh, there he goes. It's jumping out the back. So keeping that rod up a little bit high just to keep that pressure on him. Nice and smooth, wind down to the fish, keep the pressure on. The last thing you want to do is give a fish like this a slack line, because they're big head shakes. I'll just shake that lure free. So I've just got to keep that pressure on him the whole time. Right about.
Turn him. Oh, I can't reach him. I gotta go.
Can't catch him.
Can't reach him. He's going to come up nice there. And...
Oh, there he is. He's swimming to the net. Yes.
You're not going anywhere now. How about a shower?
Oh, wow. Woo! mate.
He's an angry fish. Good work. Oh, that's the worst high five I've ever seen.
Water in the eye. Wow, that is so much fun. But makes the hard work a bit more worth it, mate.
All of a sudden, hopefully this might be the pattern. Nice fish, Jace.
Look at that guy. Oh, yeah. Wow, I'm just going to grab him there, mate. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's biting down. He's biting down. There we go. Another beautiful Queensland impoundment barramundi. Mate, how cool is this one? Queensland impoundments have copped a flogging over the last sort of 5-10 years with floods and releasing a lot of the stocked fish back into the wild, but the impoundments are now coming online, mate. We're starting to see those bigger fish, like you say, and it's really time to hook up the boat and head inland and start fishing for these cracking fish.
To me, catching barramundi is one of the most rewarding fishing experiences because, as you've seen, these fish can bite and make you feel like you know what you're doing, then 10 minutes later they can shut down and disappear, making you feel like you know nothing at all. And that's why when one of these beautiful fish hit the deck, I still get as excited as if it's my first fish. Our last day, and we were meant to be heading off on the long drive home. But after seeing those fish sitting in the middle of the dam, we just had to have another crack.
You and me. Yep, you're on. Yes. Ooh, go, mate.
I'm not fighting, Jace, but I've just had a hookup.
I reckon it's got me.
We're together here.
First thing in the morning, we've just turned up.
Only just put them out.
We've literally just put them out. We've worked so hard to catch a fish.
I think
and find
I haven't felt it again.
Still a fish
Just
there.
a big yellow. It's just a monster yellow belly, mate.
It's the yellow belly.
Oh no, it's a little barra. Oh, just a little fella. He didn't hardly fight at all, eh? I didn't expect that to be a barra. He didn't even take drag or anything. He just cruised in.
Look at that. There you go.
Nice way to wake you up in the morning, isn't it? Check this out. It's great to see barra of all sizes coming from this lake, and that's just due to the great stocking efforts. A fish like this, about just probably 60 centimetres. So in the wild, this fish is legal size, but it's probably only just over a year old in this lake. Just shows how fast they grow. Once they get a little bit bigger, these fish in these lakes, they tend to want to get out. If there's big rain events and these dams flow over, they'll want to get out. They want to do their natural thing. In the wild, they move straight down the rivers to the mouths and spawn in the closed season. So there's actually a closed season for barra in the rivers and lakes, but in the impoundments, we can keep on catching them. The bag limits change, so make sure you check out all the regulations for sizes and bag limits in the lakes and how they change around the closed season, which is from the 1st of November to the 1st of February. How about we get this little fella back?
Straight back in, mate. Well done. Oh, yes!
What's that on, Jace?
That is on the plastic, mate. Trolled.
Something a little bit different.
Oh, yes.
Some trees.
He's coming up, he's coming up.
I'm going to angle us out. There's heaps of trees to our right, to the boat's left.
Oh, this one's got some weight, my friend.
He's swum the right way.
He has. Oh,
Do you want to go up the front of the boat, mate?
Yes,
Get out of the way there. I'll get out of your way.
What we've done is with the hard bodies we've had out, we thought we'd throw a plastic out. So one of Jason's go-to methods, especially when he uses them on the bass, is to offer something that's not rattling and quite subtle. And so we've just rigged up that big plastic with a big ball sinker to give it some weight, and it's been absolutely clunked.
Whoa, there we go.
There he is.
Nice fish, mate.
Beautiful.
Nice fish.
Wow.
Awesome.
Whew. Well, there you go. That's that result of trolling that soft plastic. What a beautiful little fish. And didn't he give us some stick?
On that little spin rod, they go all right, don't they? So much more fun than on the bait caster.
Another sort of in between. That fish has only probably been stocked a year or so ago. And there's so much bait and there's so many things for these guys to eat because the dam here's got lobbies in it. It's got bony brim. There's been Saratoga stocked and yellow belly.
And they eat each other.
He would eat whatever can fit in that gob. So that's a cracker. Beautiful.
This is the lure that Jace just caught his fish on. It's a Xeric 7-inch flat shad. I like a big soft plastic when I troll, and I like them heavy. So we're actually trolling that on the outboard with that big ball sinker. Check out the rig, just a big loop knot, so that ball sinker can roll around there, keep that lure upright, and you've just seen the results.
It's amazing how the weather can affect the fishing. This was our last morning and the beginning of a stable weather pattern. Even the wildlife have become more active.
I got it.
You got him, mate? You got him?
Oh, there he's screaming.
He's a screamer.
It's a screamer. Oh, head shakes.
Swing around,
Head
swing
shakes. As soon as you can, I'm going to go to the front deck again, mate. The beauty of this is we're just doing a troll. We've got 2 hard bodies out and a soft plastic out. So in those warmer sort of summer months or just after summer when those fish go deep, it's a great way to catch barramundi, and it's an easy way to catch barramundi too. Like, you don't have to be an expert to do it. He might jump. Here we go. Oh, he spat it right there.
Right there.
But still, what a lot of fun. You don't have to be an expert to get out here and have a crack. We've got some great accommodation. There's camping, excellent cabins with air conditioning so you can fish all night or you can sleep, you know, during the day. There's that plastic that fish just spat.
So after all the hours trying, we started to crack a pattern with the slow trolled soft plastics. And after Jason shared this information with a fellow angler, it wasn't long before he too was in the action.
So sometimes you got to help a mate out. Andrew's doing a bit of trolling like we were doing. He's by himself. Look at that. What a slab. Oh, that is awesome, mate.
Wow.
Yeah, baby. Woo.
Stuff.
We were actually trolling. We were going one way, Andrew's going the other way. Just said to each other, oh, it's pretty quiet, nothing going on. And all of a sudden, out the back, I saw his rod go. And then we've just seen this Barra explode out of the surface. Mate, pick him up. Let's have a squiz. Look at that bad boy. Whew, that's gone down. That is magnificent, mate. Well done, eh?
So after helping Andrew out, we decided to take a break from the fishing and work on some educational pieces for the show. So here's Jason Ehrlich doing a rundown on one of the rods and reels that we'd used during the trip.
That 1 ounce.
And you wouldn't believe what happened.
Go, go, go! Oh, yes!
Holy! That was just out of the blue.
Oh, we've got a bit of tree.
Bit of tree. That proves that we're sitting up on top of these spindly trees.
There he is.
Must be just on the stinger. I can see the plastic right up there. There's the plastic. There we go.
Oh, yes, there he is. Wow.
That goes to show, when you're throwing a swim bait right around sticks, you use 50-pound braid and go hard.
Yeah.
Oh, just broke a tree off to get him.
Well, when we're doing a piece to camera to let you guys know how to do things, how often does this happen? Not very often.
Only when the anglers are gone.
That is a cracker. What a fantastic way to finish this trip, mate. This has been
Oh, mate, it was good catching
awesome.
up with you. We struggled at first, but we've had a strong finish, mate. We've worked it out.
What a
pretty
great
well.
time. It's a great time to spend with your mates. Also someone who knows a lot about what they're doing. Makes it a little bit easier for me to come along and actually see some fish.
Here's something to remember the trip by, Jace.
An antler fish.
You can take that home and mount it in your man cave.
I might have to put on the brag mat and see how big it is. Well done.
Barramundi by nature move a lot. They move to areas for shelter, rest and of course to feed. This trip was such a huge learning curve for me, as these fish seem to spend their whole time moving. Of course, when we did find them, there was absolutely no guarantee we were going to land them. And the weather, well, it played a major role in what these fish were doing. But thanks to Jason Ehrlich, we were able to finally find them and catch a few. We did hook, but we didn't land any of the lake's really big fish. So I'm already planning my next trip.